The Haqqani Network, a persistent threat to global security. Is the world truly safe? The Haqqani Network, a shadowy organization with deep roots in Afghanistan and Pakistan, continues to pose a significant threat to global security. This isn't just a regional problem, it's a complex web of terror that demands our attention. The Haqqani Network is a powerful militant group operating primarily in the Afghanistan-Pakistan border region. It's a highly influential faction within the Taliban, known for its sophisticated tactics and brutal methods. Founded by Jalaluddin Haqqani, the network is now largely controlled by his son, Sirajuddin Haqqani. Sirajuddin Haqqani isn't just a local warlord, he's also the deputy leader of the Taliban. This dual role makes him one of the most dangerous figures in global terrorism. His influence and reach extend far beyond the battlefield. The Haqqani Network is notorious for its brutal tactics. Suicide bombings, complex attacks, targeting foreign embassies, and military installations, and kidnappings are their hallmarks. Their primary objective was to destabilize Afghanistan and eliminate any foreign military presence, especially that of the US and NATO. Funding these operations requires resources. The Haqqani Network is deeply involved in drug trafficking and other illicit activities. This criminal enterprise fuels their violent agenda and perpetuates instability in the region. The Haqqani Network's origins trace back to the 1980s during the Soviet-Afghan War. They emerged as a key mujahideen group fighting against the Soviet forces. After the fall of the Taliban regime in 2001, they continued their insurgency, becoming a persistent thorn in the side of international forces. The U.S. withdrawal in 2021 marked a turning point. Sirajuddin Haqqani's influence surged, solidifying the network's power within the Taliban and reshaping the landscape of Afghan security. The Haqqani Network operates primarily in the rugged border regions of Afghanistan and Pakistan, particularly in areas like North Waziristan. This strategic location allows them to exploit the porous border, moving freely between the two countries and evading authorities. Their reach extends across both nations, making them a formidable force. This cross-border operation makes it difficult to contain their activities. The lack of a clearly defined and heavily guarded border allows them to move personnel, weapons, and resources with relative ease. The Haqqani Network's ultimate goal is to establish a strict, extreme interpretation of Islamic law in Afghanistan. This aligns with the broader Taliban ideology, seeking to impose a rigid religious rule on the Afghan people. Their primary objectives were to destabilize the former Afghan government and expel all foreign forces. Their vision is a stark one, an Islamist state in Afghanistan governed by their uncompromising interpretation of Sharia law. This vision fuels their violence and drives their relentless pursuit of power. The Haqqani Network is known for its sophisticated and adaptable tactics. Suicide bombings, kidnappings, and the use of improvised explosive devices, IEDs, are common features of their operations. They operate as a decentralized group with cells scattered across Afghanistan and Pakistan. Recruitment is a key element of their strategy. They often recruit fighters from local tribes, training them in both conventional and guerrilla warfare tactics. Funding comes from illicit activities like drug trafficking and kidnapping for ransom, creating a self-sustaining cycle of violence. The bombing at Abbey Gate in Kabul on August 26, 2021, remains a stark reminder of the dangers lurking in Afghanistan. This horrific attack killed 13 U.S. service members and over 170 Afghan civilians. While ISIS-K claimed responsibility, the shadow of the Haqqani Network looms large. Links between Sirajuddin Haqqani and Sanollah Ghaffari, a senior Taliban member, have raised serious questions about the network's potential involvement in the attack. The truth behind Abbey Gate remains a subject of intense scrutiny. As the head of the Haqqani Network and the Taliban's deputy leader, Sirajuddin Haqqani wielded significant influence over security in Kabul during the chaotic U.S. withdrawal. The Haqqani Network controlled key areas of the city, including checkpoints around Kabul's airport. This raises the question, was Haqqani complicit in the Abbey Gate bombing, either directly facilitating it or failing to prevent it? His influence in Kabul undoubtedly contributed to the environment that allowed ISIS-K to carry out the attack. Sanaullah Ghaffari, a senior member of the Taliban with close ties to the Haqqani Network, is another figure of interest in the Abbey Gate investigation. He was linked to high-level decision-making within the Taliban, particularly in security and intelligence. Concerns persist about whether the bombing was allowed to happen or even facilitated by insiders within the Taliban-controlled security forces. Ghaffari has also been accused of harboring some ISIS-K operatives, further fueling suspicions of a deeper connection. Speculation and evidence suggest a complex relationship between the Haqqani Network and Iran. Support from Iran has reportedly been provided during periods of fighting against U.S. and NATO forces. This seemingly unlikely alliance stems from pragmatic geopolitical considerations. Iran maintains strategic alliances with certain Sunni extremist groups, driven by a desire to destabilize the U.S.-backed Afghan government and counter U.S. influence in the region. This support includes logistical assistance, funding, and safe haven. Ideological differences are often set aside in the pursuit of shared strategic goals. The chaotic U.S. pullout from Afghanistan raised serious concerns about the possibility of Taliban members boarding evacuation flights to the U.S. The U.S. government made efforts to screen evacuees, but the sheer volume of people fleeing Afghanistan created significant challenges. With the Taliban controlling Kabul and securing the airport during the evacuation process, the potential for militant individuals to have infiltrated the evacuation efforts was a real concern. While there are no verified reports of Taliban or Haqqani Network members boarding flights to the U.S., the risk remains a valid one. The ongoing activities of the Haqqani Network and the Taliban's influence in Afghanistan present valid homeland security concerns. The potential for militant infiltration cannot be entirely dismissed, and the security risks associated with these groups entering the country are serious. To mitigate these risks, several measures are crucial. Enhanced screening and vetting of individuals arriving from Afghanistan are essential. Intelligence sharing between U.S. authorities and international partners is paramount. Surveillance and intelligence monitoring should be a priority. Counterterrorism efforts must be intensified to prevent radicalization and detect any cells or individuals planning attacks. Diplomatic engagement should continue to pressure countries in the region to curb support for the Haqqani Network and Taliban factions involved in terrorism. The Haqqani Network, under the leadership of Sirajuddin Haqqani, remains a significant threat to U.S. interests and global security. Their involvement in the Abbey Gate bombing highlights the dangerous interplay between the Taliban, the Haqqani Network, and other jihadist groups. Homeland Security must take proactive steps to ensure the safety of American citizens. Continuous monitoring, intelligence gathering, and enhanced security measures are essential to mitigate the risks posed by these groups. The fight against terrorism is far from over, and vigilance is our strongest weapon. Are you ready to take action? Stay informed about global security threats by subscribing to our channel. Share this video to raise awareness about the Haqqani Network. Contact your elected officials to demand stronger counterterrorism measures. Together, we can make a difference.